a message for my people.
Nick Dad, baby. We the new label.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, son.
Now this the black sheep, sticking it to him. I need a crib like I'm Gatsby.
I need it.
In hand, just understand my
Pockets that deep.
with nothing to prove. I ain't got nothing to do. When they can't compete and I got nothing to lose. You see, they told me I'm the one
Yes, what's
that's
good,
gonna
everybody?
benefit.
Welcome back to Veterans Minimum, the number one sports betting vibe on the internet. I'm your host, Nick Dais. To the left of me, wearing a fantastic shirt, might I add. Yes, they're going to be on sale very fucking soon. George Carmona.
VM exclusive here. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can see the back of the shirt is really where the prize is. All the picks.
Oh, hell yeah, bro.
Been getting compliments on it, you know. And this is all courtesy of Marvin.
Yeah, shouts to Marvin. Shouts to Hoopsicle 234, I think, or 324. My bad, bro. But Marvin, shouts to Marvin. Gonna be partnering up with us with some of the merch. And yeah, we're excited for that. I completely tanked the merch shop that we had. I've been paying for fucking Shopify for 8 months, and it's been inactive. And basically just punting away $40 a month that could be going on anytime touchdown parlays, bro.
That's insane. That's at least because you always toss $20. I feel like 20 on all.
Nah, on the parlays we give on the show, I do 50. And then, obviously I do like my own, the ones that don't make the show, but based on the Patreon, the picks. By the way, Patreon up 27 units on anytime touchdown this year. I mean, come on now. We're not putting 3 condoms on. We're giving you plus 600s.
$1 a month.
Plus 325s. Yeah, $1 American dollar a month.
$1 a month.
One less strip club night for you. Send it to the boys. Also in studio, my dog, one of my favorite people in the content space, always shows love, always hits me whenever he's in Vegas. He is the host of No Scripts, a new podcast that has been capturing the world by storm, especially in the MMA community. Zayd Hussein in the building.
Thank you.
What up, bro? What are you doing
What's
in Vegas
going on?
this week?
Bro, big fights. We had, if not, I think the best card last weekend, Saturday. Amazing performance by Peter Yan and these guys. And then I'm staying the week. Giga Chikadze's fighting. It's a big fight for him. And UFC Apex card. Why not just stay another week and have some fun with the boys?
Facts. Apex cards are always the best.
Oh, man.
You get the little VIP section. You get the unlimited bar in the back. It's fucking awesome.
Bro, just having the fights up close and there's no outside noise and you're hearing everything, you're seeing everything. It's such a insane experience, and everyone that's an MMA fan has to see it at least one time, I think.
I've only ever been to a Contender Series, and not saying that those guys aren't amazing, because there's a lot of fucking killers that come up through the ranks there. However, seeing a pay-per-view or
Fight night?
yeah, fight night there. They did pay-per-views back when it was COVID, right?
Yeah.
And then once COVID ended, then it was strictly fight nights. But I would love to see higher quality.
Yeah. But they're bro, the
Yeah.
Contender Series fights are insane too over there. There's been some crazy, especially this season. It was one of the craziest seasons ever. I mean, there was wars inside the cage. So if you have an opportunity to just go there, it's an insane experience.
Agreed. So yeah, no. Why would you leave? To go back to freezing cold Chicago?
Yeah, Chicago. It's gonna be 2 degrees, I think, over the next 2 days. It's 2 degrees and snowy. So it's bro, I'll chill here, 65, nice and sunny, have a good time.
Vegas has been crazy this week.
I'm shaking my head because I'm going to New York next week for 2 weeks for the holidays. Ever since I moved out here, my parents been coming out. My dad got to get knee surgery, so the doctor told him not to fly, high altitude and all shit, because he's already been taking a bunch of medication for it, so it might swell his knee. It's fucking 13 degrees in New York. It's the coldest December in a decade. I'm like, oh, fantastic. Why not? Let's go back with it fucking. So I'm getting prepared already. I got the Scully on, packing my fucking snorkel and shit. It sucks.
Yeah.
It's
I'm not
so
built
crowded.
for this cold, bro.
So crowded over there too. Every time I go to New York, I'm like, why am I here? I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of New York. The people there are great, but you're there. There's just the traffic is horrible, absolutely horrible.
So, yeah.
Everyone's on top of each other. It's just a shit show to me. That's what it is.
Hey, you ain't gonna get me to argue with you, bro. I feel the same exact way. I've become West Coast soft a little bit. I see 55. I'm like, oof, it's a little too cold. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I got a good question for you. Only because you and I, we know a lot of fighters. We're friends with a lot of fighters. George and I had the conversation on Monday because Marab trains at my gym.
Yeah.
Nas trains at my gym. I'm not close with both of them, but Marab, when I see him out, We have a lot of mutual friends, and I'd say I'm closer with Marab than I am with Nas. But just in general, how do you go about? Because I know you're not gonna bet against your friend who's a fighter.
Yeah.
But like, if you think they're in a tough matchup, do you maybe limit yourself? Do you still just go fucking crazy and bet on them so it's like double the reward? Like, how do you approach betting on people that you know? Obviously, I know you don't tell them because you don't want to add stress to their life.
Yeah.
For fucking Zayd's $3,000-$4,000 bet he might lay. How do you go about that?
For me, like, I try to avoid betting on people I am close with in general. So, like, whether I think they're gonna be like they're gonna be a massive favorite and just like kill someone, I'll try to just avoid betting on someone that I am really close with, because I feel like it's just not like morally right. Or to like, even like, let's say someone's hurt, and like even to bet against them, like I just think it's just bad. It's bad luck. Like, it's bad karma, I would say, to bet on someone that you're really close with or not. I mean, it all depends on what you do. And like, even in general, like, okay, we all know so many different fighters. So like, if you have two people that are fighting, you have to break down a fight. I think there's ways to break down a fight respectfully, as opposed to saying, oh, I think this guy's just going to get murdered and, he's going to get mauled and he has no shot. Like, oh, maybe say something a little bit different while you're breaking down the fight. Say what you want to say, but also say it respectfully.
Right.
Which I think is something that we all kind of do a little bit. So I think that's good. But it's such a tough situation because we all know so many fighters. So it's like 90% someone's fighting another person that you know. So it's tough to kind of navigate, to be honest with you.
Yeah, man. No, I feel you, bro. I think that's the appropriate answer because I feel the same way. Like, what I'll do is I kind of always tell people, look, if I didn't know them, this is how I would bet it, right? Like,
yeah.
I also do that with.
I like that.
I'll give you an example. When I'm really good friends of all the fighters that I know, Jared Gordon's my number one. Like, he's from my hometown. I know him for about a decade now. One of my really good friends. And I would say, like, that's the one fighter that I'm the closest with. When he fought Patty, I told people, listen, Patty round 1 is how I would bet it. Jared 2-3 decision is how I would bet it after.
Yeah.
Right? We hadn't seen Patty get tested. Patty early. Jared had just lost a couple fights early in round 1. I was like, that's how I would bet it. Ends up going the distance. Everyone to this day thinks it's one of the worst robberies where Patty ended up winning. But I always do give people that caveat. Like, listen, I'm going to definitely bet on my boy. I'm going down with the ship. But bias aside, not knowing them, if I didn't know them, this is how I would play the fight. And there's some times where I'm like, yo, you got to bet Jared here, right? Or you got to bet a Marab here in this spot. Yeah. So that's kind of how I approach it.
I think we're all guilty of it. I mean, like, Henry Cejudo is someone that was like one of my favorite fighters. And I saw him at plus 220 against Peyton Talbot. And obviously Cejudo's a guy that's 37 or 38 years old, coming off of multiple losses. But sometimes we all bet with our heart. So, like, we see them and we're like, okay, we saw what Barcelos did to Talbot, and why can't Cejudo do the same thing? And it's just obviously didn't work out that way. But, like, speaking of that, how good is Raoni Barcelos when you think about what he did to Peyton Talbot? It's pretty sick.
Nah, yeah, I remember him being like a 6-1 dog. One of my friends was on it.
Yeah,
he loved Barcelos for a while, but last question for when it comes to UFC betting.
Yeah.
When you have a scenario like Marab, another thing we were talking about earlier this week, and I know you like specialize in UFC betting. I know, and I also appreciate it, bro. Whenever you hit me up and like we kind of like chit chat about it.
Yeah.
Because so that means a lot to me. But when it comes to like Marab or like a scenario like Marab, right? Jan was a 3-1 favorite the first time they fight, and now he's a 3-1 dog. I saw you were on Jan in that fight. Was that one of the reasons why you're like, bro, 2 years ago they fought. Jan is still younger than him. He did say he had a broken arm. Like, is that something that you look at if it's a rematch where... Because I usually always take the dog in the rematch. It doesn't always work out, but for me it's like, man, if this guy was minus 300 the first fight, now he's a 3-1 dog. You see how he's progressed since that fight.
For sure.
He says he was hurt. Obviously, Marab has gotten better. Is that something you think about when you're making a play like that?
Yeah, that and the fact that, like, okay, Marab obviously 50-45'd him the first fight. He looked tremendous while doing it. But Jan was defending takedowns way better than, like, people were making it seem. Like, Jan was there. I mean, obviously Merab shot 100 times, so like it didn't matter. But Jan was defending the takedowns well. Like I knew Merab wasn't going to be able to just hold him against the fence the entire fight or hold him down because Jan's such a great scrambler. And he mentioned many times how his hand was hurt and his arm was messed up or whatever, which I don't know how true that is, but that counts for something. To me, I just thought it was really, really wide. I liked all the dogs this past weekend except Pantoja, which we know how that turned out, obviously. But like, when you look at what Peter Yan's done, okay, he loses to O'Malley, which I don't think he lost. He loses to Merab, obviously, and like his wins are really good though. Like Song Yadong, I think, is one of the best wins, and I think Yadong being plus 150 or 160 against Sean O'Malley coming up here in a month is crazy. Like I would have this at worst evens. If I would argue Song should be a favorite against O'Malley, and the wins that he had and the way that he was beating people, I mean, Marcus McGee, Figueiredo, he was just dismantling these guys. And I knew against a guy like Merab, you're having a fair shot. I thought at worst he should be plus 200, and then like you get him at 330, it's a steal. I think he got up to 350 at spots. So it's like, for me, it was an auto bet.
Yeah. Too close to the scenario.
Yeah.
We talked about that on the other episode.
Merab's a monster, though. But, like, here's a question I had for you guys. Obviously, Merab, I think, was the clear-cut fighter of the year up until this fight. But, like, who do you give fighter of the year to now? I mean, do you still give it to Merab based on his activity and what he did? Or do you give it to someone like Islam who fought Moicano and then obviously he fights JDM and wins the second belt?
So can I give a counter to that?
Yeah.
Would Islam be the fighter of the year if it's not Merab? Because I always think of it like, we hear it all the time with quarterbacks, right? It's like, yo, I don't want to pay this guy that money. Well, look, who you replacing?
Yeah.
Right? Like a lot of Cowboys fans with Dak, right? Or Dak just in general is an example of a guy where it's like, damn, $60 million for Dak. It's like, well, what are you going to do without him? Because we've seen the team without him. And then like, bro, not for nothing, dude puts up MVP numbers pretty much every year. The team is a double-digit win team. Obviously this year a little shaky. But, like, I would say this year he's not the root of the problems. The defense couldn't stop anyone for the first fucking 8 weeks until they made the trade. So,
yeah,
my counter to that is, like, if it's not Merab, who fought 4 times, defended the title 3 times, lost the decision to Jan, like, clearly it's not a robbery or anything.
Yeah.
I just think, like, it's unprecedented that he defended the title 4 times.
Yeah.
Also, that never happened. So, my counter is, like, if it ain't him, who's it going to be? If it's not this quarterback, you're not going to pay him.
Yeah.
What are you going to roll out there?
Yeah. I think you still give it to Merab.
Yeah.
Which would be like, to me, I mean, just, bro, do you think him fighting 4 or 5, obviously, what was this, the 5th fight? Do you think that affected his performance as much as people would say?
I mean, bro, doing a weight cut 4 times got to be fucking
especially
awful,
the way he
right?
cuts it. Yeah.
And the way he cuts is like old school.
Yeah.
I'm going to starve myself for 4 days type shit. You know, like he even says it too. And from having people around them, they're like, yeah, it was a tough cut, a 4th cut. I don't know if I like that. You know what I do hate? I hate when fighters weigh in as backups when they have a fight booked within a month. Kyle Barallo, he did that. He weighed in as a backup for Chimaev and DDP.
Yeah.
And then he fought like 3 weeks later against Imanov in France.
Yeah.
I don't like that shit. I think that's dumb.
Horrible idea.
Yeah, because, all right, you got show money for making the weight as like a backup. But I'm doing that if I don't got a fight booked for 3 months. I'll do it.
But maybe like the counter is like, okay, there's a real possibility someone like Chimaev can pull out of a fight to where, boom, you're fighting for a title.
You know what? That's a good ass point. Yeah. So I guess like context and
it matters who it is.
Yeah.
Like Chimaev's a guy that came in 9 pounds overweight against Nate Diaz. You know what I mean? So it's like,
okay, that's fair.
It's interesting.
Yeah, you swung me on that.
It all depends, you know.
All right. Well, let's get into some football. But before we do, George, you know how I feel about people that are kind of tone deaf and out of touch with reality, right?
Yeah. You're not a fan.
Not a fan. She's been going viral over the last couple of weeks. Erin Andrews caused a debate discussing the personal sacrifices she had to make to get as successful as she has in her career. For those that don't know, Erin Andrews, sideline reporter for Fox. She has a really successful podcast with Clarissa Thompson, who does Amazon Prime games. She's the lead anchor there. And basically she was explaining to a young fan who was asking for career advice you know, what should they expect? You know, what's like the protocol and, you know, the progressions. And she's like, you have to do what you do because you love it. And you're going to miss holidays. You're going to miss weddings. You're going to miss Christmas. Thanksgiving is going to get cut short. You're going to live out of a suitcase. And now she's being kind of dragged on social media for her comments.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this?
Yeah, bro. Like, people don't realize this with the announcers and the reporters is that the travel affects them just as much as it affects any other human being, including the athletes, right? You have an entire season laid out starting in August where you are nonstop moving. Now, is it a prestigious job? Yes. I don't think she was meaning this to come off as like she's ungrateful and she wishes she could have those moments back, because I think she understood she was the best in the game. Once you're the best in the game and you are put on primetime games all the time, you're not doing shit schedules, that workload is a lot. And I think people underestimate how tough it is to report. I know you do some reporting.
Yeah.
So, like, you can attest to, you have to be sharp. You have to read up on all your notes. You have to know the correct pronunciation of people's names. You have to be excited and on point for 30 seconds. And if you fuck that up, that's all we'll remember you for.
Bro, and like for me, because I recently started doing a lot more commentary now. So I do commentary for Armored MMA, which is a pretty insane sport. I don't know if you guys have heard of Armored MMA. It's like where you got like axes and swords and you're in full armor. We could roll a clip, I'm sure, while we're talking about this. And
oh shit,
bro, it's the craziest thing ever. And we went on like a little tour. So I was blessed to be part of the commentary team with them. And bro, we were doing commentary for maybe 9 hours in the day. Like, it was from 10 a.m. to 2 or 3 p.m. and then from like 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. And it was one of the hardest things I ever did. Like, being locked in and focused on that for that many hours is tough. And I think with Erin Andrews, like, she probably just wanted to explain, like, hey, it's not as sweet as it looks on the side, which I'm sure it's amazing. Like, obviously, we're all blessed to be able to do what we love, but don't think it's as sweet as, like, oh, it's just all sunshine and rainbows, because you do have to sacrifice. Like, being on the road for 6 weeks and just traveling spot to spot is not as easy as it looks. Obviously, it's fun and everyone's grateful to be able to do it, but there's a lot of sacrifices that you do make. So I kind of agree with her. I don't think she should be getting bashed. I just think people kind of take it the wrong way, and people on the internet are just always quick to bash anyone with anything.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good answer. That was a good answer. Nick, how do you feel about the whole Erin Andrews situation?
Bro, listen. She has a net worth of $20 million. Kind of don't want to hear about your sacrifices, bro. Are you feeling bad about yourself? I've been, how long you know me?
Long time.
Has my stance ever changed on this particular topic? No. And guess what? It's not going to change.
But it's Erin Andrews. She's attractive.
The game is really, this is the game, right? Can I give you some free game? This is the game in any aspect of your life if you want to get successful in something. It's real simple. What do you want? What we giving up for it? That's it. I moved 3,000 miles away to Las Vegas from New York to chase this dream. Obviously, it's turned out phenomenal for me. The network has grown. My value has 10x'd. The networking has been amazing, right? Filming here, meeting Cameron, all this shit, right? I couldn't get to where I wanted to get to if I stayed at home doing what I was doing. I was starting to get complacent. I hate using that word, right? I saw something out here, so I sacrificed. I see my parents. We were talking before about me going back home for the holidays, and it's going to be cold and shit because it's fucking 12 degrees in New York right now. I see them twice a year, bro. I see them when I go back home. And guess what? When I go back home, I hate it in the sense of when I go back home, there's like 20 different people pulling me in different directions. I got to go to my old gym. I got to go see the homies that I grew up with. I got to go see some people that I haven't seen since I moved from Vegas. And then I neglect my parents, which fucking sucks ass. When my parents come out here, it's a lot easier because they're with me all the time. It's like, yo, I'm gonna come to the studio. I'm gonna go to jiu-jitsu. That's it. I don't gotta see George this week. I see George all the time. Yo, George, George, you know what? Let's film on Riverside because I want to stay home with my parents, right? Like, it's sacrifices, bro. It's really that simple. Like, you gotta, anything that you want, what are you giving up for it? Because you can't have it all, bro.
Well, the thing is,
You
too,
can't.
like, bro, it all comes down to if you want to chase your dreams or not. Like, that's really it. Are you content with doing something that you maybe don't really love all of your life? Or do you want to say, screw that, like, I'm going to make as much sacrifices as I can to do something that I truly want to do for the rest of my life? And that's what it comes down to. And some people want to just work a 9 to 5, kind of chill schedule, go to work, come home, do the normal thing. And some people want to take risks and say, all right, fuck it. It may not work out, but hey, I'm going to take a chance and try to do 1, 2, and 3. And if it works out, it works out. And guess what? If it doesn't work out, that 9 to 5 and that regular normal life that you wanted is still going to be there.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it, at least.
100%. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of people that I feel chimed in on this situation, and you know, you haven't ever bet on yourself, and it's evident, and it's people like Erin Andrews giving you a little bit of game on, like, this is, you're going to be your life. You know, get ready for it. And you always hear, I feel it feels different coming from her compared to, like, we typically hear this from a crypto bro yelling at us to, you know, sacrifice. You know what I mean?
Right.
Fucking,
Yeah. And yo, I also
different.
For sure. And I also want to be clear. My whole thing is that, like, what she told the fan is 100% accurate, right? And, like, she didn't come off as she was feeling bad for herself for the sacrifices. She's just telling her. My whole thing is when I hear people in general that make this kind of money telling me that, like, yo, you know, I missed Thanksgiving or my friend's wedding. Like, bro, when I moved to Vegas September 1st. One of my best friends to this day, he'll probably be in my wedding party. Josh got married a week after I left. And, bro, I owed like $7,000 to people because I moved out here.
Yeah.
Like, you know, people were like, yo, listen, let's help you out and shit, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't be like, yo, I'm going to come back the next week for my boy's wedding. It's like, yo, you got to make sacrifices, bro. I've missed christenings. I've missed birthday parties. Like, I've worked through holidays. Like, shit is, you got to get things done. So to me, what she said is 100% accurate, right? I'm with her on that. There's a lot that goes into things that are not always sunshine and rainbows. And she does live out of a suitcase. And for you to do all this stuff, it's like, yo, you got to put the time in. She didn't get to 20 million overnight. Yo, she's been doing this for like 2 decades now. Yeah. But my whole thing is like, yo, you kind of have an idea of what you're signing up for. Because you can't have everything, bro. You just can't. If you're chasing a dream, like you said, or some shit that, like, you get excited to do. Like, I always get fucking excited to do everything that I'm doing.
For sure.
Right? Yeah. Like, it's just, I'm super blessed for that. But also, I put in mad fucking time. That's why when people talk about imposter syndrome, I was like, maybe for y'all.
Yeah.
For me, like, nah, bro, I put in mad work to get to this shit.
Hell yeah.
So now you're seeing it. But, like, nah, there's a decade of learning how to edit and talking
While
to a
you're
microphone.
sleeping and watching movies and doing the same thing you've been doing, I'm learning new skills, doing new things, and like you said, editing, learning how to do this, picking up new things that'll help me in the future. And that's what's always gonna happen, bro. People are just gonna be like, oh, look at him.
Yeah.
Oh, work for it and you'll get it.
And like, yo, I don't know if it's the gamblers in us, but I feel like I can control a lot of the outcome with this shit.
Oh yeah.
Which is weird because, like, you know, if I wanted to, I could not film VM for 2 months. But then guess who's not going to be in the public eye? Guess what's going to suffer? I'm going to suffer.
Yeah.
Right? The show is going to suffer. So this idea of, like, betting on yourself, like, it's cool because it's like you put in more work, you're going to get more successful in it. So that's kind of how I feel. And I didn't come off as, like, too harsh on her, did I?
No, you guys are on the on a similar page,
Right?
For sure.
Yeah, because I just feel like, bro, if you want, because I see it. I got a lot of friends that are, like, married with kids now, right? And in certain conversations, when they're, like, tapping in with me, they're like, yo, bro, I wish I could do what you did. I'm like, well, yeah, I also wish that I had a family right now too.
Yeah.
It just wasn't in the cards for me.
Yeah.
Wasn't in the cards for you to take this risk. There's a lot of people I know, bro, that are like super blue collar, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like you said, like the 9-to-5 shit.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that. You know, like I wanted to do something different, and we talk about this all the time. Like, if that door tells me what to expect and what I know, and that door tells me the unknown, I'm going that way, bro.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm having fun doing it, I'm like, yo, fuck it.
That's the gamblers. Like you said, the gamblers.
Shuffle up and play, baby.
Yeah.
Let's see if we get 21. That's just how I am.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with you being a little bit more conservative in your approach and wanting more security, at least for me.
Yeah, I mean, everyone has different values. So, like, if you want, you know, normal life, normal family, like, do your own thing and just have a nice, easy, comfortable life, that's for you. And everyone's going to have different paths that they have. So, for us, I feel like we're all, like you said, we're just gamblers in the sense of life, not even just gambling in general. Just, like, everyone's taking a chance and doing what they really want to do.
So much fun. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. I was a teacher. The day I stopped teaching, I've worked every day since. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
And it's the best way to live. You could always go back to teaching. Teaching, by the way,
Yes.
easiest job. You could find a way to get your teaching degree. You got a job for life. And then you can go fucking live out your crazy dreams. That's a pro tip.
Yo, and think about this too, right? You say you work every day. I know the answer to this, but like, how many days off do you have? Like, how often do you go throughout? Give me on a weekly basis, because people want to work for themselves, right? Or like do shit like this. It's like, yo, bro, I don't go anywhere without my laptop. Like, when I go watch UFC at my boy's crib, it's in my bag. Just maybe Cameron hits me up. He's like, yo, I need this sent to me quick. Or like, yo, go tap in on the YouTube channel. Or George might be like, yo, I'm traveling right now. Can you post this? It's like, bro, this shit don't stop.
Yeah.
It don't stop. There's always going to be work. So to your point, right?
Yeah.
How often are you posting and doing shit?
I'm off when I like legitimately am okay with losing money. And I mean that by in like the sense of if a client hits you up and you're like off and you don't respond, in their mind, you're not important to them. And eventually that will lead to them firing you. So for me, it's like you got to be fucking like almost like an AI prompt just to stay up with everything that you got going on. Because if you do get in the habit of being late to people or not showing up immediately, people forget about you. And people will believe and trust in you even more the quicker you get things done. And I mean, with what we do in video editing and Photoshop and posting social media, you better be quick. There's tons of us. Like, that's like every new kid growing up knows how to do everything already. And better, by the way. Every TikTok trend that I have to recreate was created by a fucking 14-year-old on CapCut on his phone. It's just the world I live in.
Yeah, you got to figure it out. You got to figure it out.
Yeah,
Yo,
literally.
listen, bro. There's 4 people that when my phone rings, everything stops. Mom, Dad, Cameron, George. He's a partner on the show. He calls, got to answer. I've left dates. I've left the jiu-jitsu mat just because I knew, like, one time I went to training, Cam was like, yo, I'm going to hit you. I'm going to hit you soon. So, like, you know, every 10 minutes, I tell in between the rounds, I go, I check my phone. And then, bam, I had a missed call, him back. Yo, what's good? Hey, man, we need this, and this done. I go, how long do you need? He's like, I need it right now. Yo, Jerry, Shane, I'm out of here, bro. Bounce, go home. I was like, yo, give me a half hour. Give me an hour. You got to be reliable. You got to get shit done.
Yeah.
I live my life like, yo, get shit done. We've had this conversation, too, where, like, we try to hire people. Like, people want to be on board, whether it's this show or all the other shows that we have. And they'll be like, hey, man, we want to edit for you. We're like, all right, bet. So we'll send them the video. 1 day goes by. 2 days go by. Hey, man, Zayd, what's good? What happened?
Yeah.
Bro, man, my girl, she's tripping. Or, yo, my bad. I had a test. Like, I don't want to hear that, bro.
Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Bro, when we launched our new podcast, I'm working with this kid. Shout out to my friend Daniel. He's in Australia, so obviously the time zone difference already.
Right.
And this guy's a grinder, like just pumping everything out. But the thing that you guys mentioned, the DMs of our Instagram on the podcast is, hey, can we edit for you? Hey, can we clip for you? And it's like 100 different people. So like, if you truly want to do it, you got to do it, or else, like you said, hey, I'm going to need a day or 2 days. It's just not going to work. We're just going to find someone else.
Facts.
And that's it.
Fuck.
Yeah, man.
Everything moves quick, bro.
Yeah,
Moves
it
so
does.
quick.
It does. One last thing I want to discuss. This wasn't on the topics, but I was posting a lot about it, and I got some interesting comments. We're gamblers. We like to gamble, right? Can I ask you a personal question?
Go ahead.
You got a girlfriend?
No.
All right. If you had a girlfriend and you were getting serious with her, would you make her sign a prenup?
My culture's a little bit different.
Fair. Very fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. To be honest with you, that's actually a really good question. I haven't thought about that yet.
I think about that shit all the time, bro.
I mean,
All the time.
Bro.
Every time.
damn. I'm gonna just plead the fifth on this one. I mean, man, you know what, bro? when you think about it, I never felt like I ever had like where I saw someone like I was like truly in love. I mean, I think if you find the person and you're truly in love with the person, you should be able to trust them. I mean, if you don't have the trust to where, hey, I need you to sign a prenup, you're already thinking in the back of your head, hey, this shit might go sideways. So if I'm not 100% in, then I'm not gonna be down to like marry you or inject. Like if I have any sense of doubt, I'm just not gonna do it. So I feel like if you have doubts in your head, maybe that's why you'd sign a prenup, unless you're just mega rich. But to me, I need to be 100% all in with you, that I could trust you with my life, or else I'm just not going to marry you. That's how I look at it. I don't know if you guys agree with that or what you think about that.
I agree. Yeah, I don't necessarily think. I mean, I'm also permanently engaged. Like, she doesn't have my last name.
Yeah.
The law does not think that we are married. So I kind of fucks with this spot, bro. It kind of fucks us up working in podcasting a lot, because those same like crypto bros I was telling you about bring up excellent points on divorce. And you're like, well, fucking, I don't think I want to do that. You know what? Out of everything you've said tonight, you son of a bitch, this is the one thing I'm going to keep in my back pocket. But yeah, no, they gotta be ride or die with you. But if you are a baller and you fucking make crazy money, you better. I mean, you bet. One of my clients actually, and she actually might walk past this fucking window here during this show because she's staying at the Wynn, is about to get married end of the year, and these past couple of weeks have been the prenup week, and just hearing the back and forth that goes on between two high profile people and the way that it's so fucked up. It doesn't seem like love. It's not love.
Yeah.
It is not love at
you know
all.
what my favorite thing like ever is in regards to like just celebrities and people with divorces? Ashraf Hakimi.
Hakimi-isms.
Hakimi,
The best.
bro.
The best.
What he did was like, for me, one of the greatest things ever. Like, it was just amazing. And he's one of my favorite players, like, bro. And then hearing about the whole story and like, oh, okay, she thought she was going to basically just fuck him over, and boom, everything in his mom's name. Tremendous.
Yeah.
It's absolutely tremendous.
Yeah,
So you could just pull a Hakimi.
Yeah, we shot a TikTok and a YouTube.
Yeah,
and a
it's our
short.
most viewed clip on YouTube.
I
for
think
view.
it has about 12 million views across all the platforms.
With Hakimi?
Yeah, we talk about call it Hakimi-isms.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
We're spreading the good word.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I think one of the issues that I have is I kind of fall in love easy. And like after a couple dates, if I start getting the vibe that it's like cool and, kind of bring it up. I'm like, yo, how do you feel about, or like what I'll do, like there's truth behind every joke. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell girls like, yeah, everything's signed under my mom's name. And I'll get like and that's all I need to just see that one time. And I'm like,
You throw out little tests, little feelers.
Bro, I do that shit all the time. I set traps on purpose.
Crazy.
I like that.
So
I gotta write that down.
I make it very clear, like, you ain't do one edit, you ain't do, and I'm positioning myself like year after year. When I say things like that, and I'm happy with the audience that we've built, because I never come off as arrogant. Even that time that I told the story about the chick in Puerto Rico, all the comments that I got, whether in public, on the public spaces,
I
or
deleted the
DMs.
bad ones, by the way.
Oh, you deleted that?
No, I'm just fucking with you.
That's a good ass social media manager. That's why. But everyone was like, yo, you seem so genuine when you told that story. Right. So like, I took this girl to Puerto Rico. I had met her in like a week. Again, fallen in love easily.
Yeah.
Spanish chick, had the accent. I was in. She was Colombian. Perfect. Hit the demographic, the age group of 23 to 28, like the running backs. I was in. So when we go down there, she was struggling with this one thing. She was stressed out, and she's like, yo, I need this money for this bill. And I was like, yo, how much do you need? She's like, $200. I'm like, $200. We just got here. We're gonna be here for a week. Like, yeah, I got you. Right? Everything was good. Amazing night. The next day, she needed her rent paid. And I'm like, all right, bro.
Yeah.
I get it. You know, we're gamblers. Like, anytime I lose money, I think of it like, bad run, man.
Yeah.
One of them weeks where like nothing hit, right? So for me, speaking of gambling, I don't want to gamble with half the shit. And I say all that like the genuine thing, because like ever since I got to Vegas, the money that I make on a yearly basis has doubled and tripled. And now I'm projecting it to be even more.
It's amazing.
You know? So like I'm doing really well. And like all these businesses and shit that I have, like, yeah, bro, listen, I'm in love with you now, but I don't know. I had friends that I thought I was going to go to the grave with. Now when I see them, I'm like, I want to throw up type shit.
Yeah.
You never know.
You're right.
So I think it's more so like to push back on you have it negative in your mind. I think it's just like you're protecting yourself, because you don't know. You might be in love now, but what happens in 2 years, 3 years? Like, bro, I always get at people that say, how dare this athlete do this? And it's like a 22-year-old, because he bought like 9 cars and, you know, fucking just blowing mad money quick. Like, bro, how fucking stupid were you at 22?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm not the same person I was a year ago.
Yeah.
Because now I'm making like big boy money. So now I'm looking at shit like completely different. So it's just been going around. Excuse me. It's been going around for a while. And I was just posting a bunch of shit about like prenups and saying, I was like, yo, my girl is signing one. That's just me. I want to just know that, like, yo, listen. And the girl's still going to come out on top anyway. Like, one of my family members, him and his wife got divorced. And I remember telling him, I was like, yo, you had a prenup. Like, why she keep the crib? He's like, I'm not going to kick my kids out.
Yeah.
So she took the house anyway, even though she wasn't supposed to. So, like, the girl comes out on top regardless. But for me, George, Mrs. Day is going to have to sign that paperwork. And mom's going to have all the assets. So,
Hakimiism.
good luck.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Well, hopefully it never comes down to that for any of us. But it's crazy. Like, when you look at the divorce rate these days, like, bro, 5 or 6 out of 10 people are getting divorced. Like, I think it's like literally almost 50%. It's a rough estimate. Like,
Well, it's the people that
it's social
like,
media
I've been
ruining
with-
relationships.
I've been with my girl for 13 years now.
Wow.
So when I hear like 40-year-olds or even 50-year-olds, like, we're getting married and it's been like 2 years, and I'm like, listen, I know you're older than me, but I'm like, ain't no fucking way that you know this person the way you think you know this person.
Yeah.
Because out of the 13 years, and it was like important years of our lives, whatever, but we all fucking change and evolve, and it's inevitable. And that's, divorce is just like a lack of understanding of change. Like, you really think you're going to be the same person? Absolutely not. You better get used to multiple versions of me now, and if you aren't flexible in that way, then you got to get them going. You got to get them out of there.
A lot of people are getting married, I mean, at least where I'm at, like, younger, like 23, 24, 25, 26. And I feel like these younger couples are seeing other couples on social media going out to eat or going on this vacation or going there and doing this and doing that. And then in the back of the mind, like, the girl or whoever it is like, wow, why aren't we doing that? Or why aren't we doing this? Or, oh, look, he got her this, or he got her that, or she got him this, or look what she did for him. And in the back of their heads, it's just causing major problems between everybody. And that's why we're seeing like people married for a year or married for 2 years, married for 6 months, married for 3 months.
Yeah.
Divorced right away just like that.
And chicks are getting smart. Chicks are getting smart. Never do it. Oh, my God. I'm afraid to, bro. I would love for her to have my last name, but like at the same time, I'm just like, what if it's the next day? We fuck around with each other a lot, so like that's our like personality. She would definitely come in and just be like, all right, pack your shit up, motherfucker. Like, this is over now. This is officially over. 1 day marriage. That's it.
Nah,
that's crazy. We've never talked about dating this much on the show.
Nah, for sure. But you know, like I had just posted about it. We've been talking about like sacrifices and betting and shit and just gambling. It's a gamble.
Yeah.
Right? Half of your
net worth.
Half your net worth could go out the window.
Yeah.
I also think, me personally, like right now as I'm talking, there's one girl that came to mind that like I wouldn't do it with. And that's like someone from back home that knows me since I was 19 years old. I know that she actually, because like now the other thing you're going to run into is like as you become more successful and if you do get famous or become some kind of a name, it's like, do they really like you for you?
Oh, 100%.
So you have that, right?
100%.
So that always happens. Luckily for me, I'm super blessed that I got friends, like childhood friends, that like to this day would be like, yo, what the fuck was that you said or posted or did? Like, bro, get it together type shit. But yeah, there's one girl that like I'd be like, nah, I know she definitely like loves me, and I wouldn't have to worry with that. That's it. That's it. And guess what? She's married to someone else too.
Wow, so I was about to say, fuck it, go get her.
Nah, it's not.
Nick, there's a chance, dude.
Hey,
leave the show right now.
I'm saying like
go fly and tell her this.
That's the only person I would do that shit with.
Yeah.
And that's not even possible. So everybody else, sign up. Sign up. Sign up. Let us know what you guys think. Let's get into some football. George, week 15. I tell you this every time we do this fucking segment. It upsets me. It upsets me that we wait all this fucking time to get here. And then when it gets here, it's already fucking week 15, bro. It's already week 15.
Yeah. It's pretty depressing.
Do you happen to have your overall record?
I do.
All right. What is your overall record?
Overall record so far this year is 34, 37-1. My Ursulita 6-7 in this economy, 5-2 against the spread, 3-7 in the props category. Becky 7-7 on the year. Toxic one 8-5-1, and my Trust Me is 5-9. Okay. It was a rough week last week, Nick, and I'm not going to say what my record was, but this week it would be almost impossible to not do better than I did last week. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your record?
My record overall is 39, 33-2. Ursulita is 6-7-1. In This Economy is 4-13. Becky is 7-6-1. Trust Me is 9-5. Toxic one is 10-4. And Zayd, just for you and for the people tuning in for the first time, all these picks are named this because they all stand for something. So like Ursulita is like an ugly name. Like Ursula's an ugly name. It was voted the ugliest name in 2022. But one of my favorite actresses in Money Heist, her name is Ursula Cordero. Great girl, fantastic. Wouldn't sign a prenup with her. You know what I'm saying?
Better.
But if she wanted me to sign one, I am on board. But it's basically like the ugliest. You know, there's always a line that you're like, yo, bro, I can't believe I'm going to bet this. That's Ursulita. In This Economy could be a prop or a line that you just think is mispriced.
Yeah.
Becky G is my celebrity crush. It's the pick you like the most. Toxic one is like the pick you're fading. So it's kind of a dog or pass. And then Trust Me is like, yo, bro, listen, if you told me you got 10K on this game and I'm on the other side, there is nothing that could sway me from it. I don't care if Billy Walters or Bill Krakenberger are like, yo, I'm on the other. Nah, I'm fucking going down with the ship.
Yeah.
You know, hey, 28, 9-1 over the last 2 years. So Trust Me is.
That's very good.
You know, I had to bring the record back. It's been a while.
It has
It's been a while. It's been a while. So George, lead us off with a pick for you this week.
I'll give you my Trust Me.
All right.
The Patriots-Bills game we're going to start with that one just because I figure there is a play that you're going to make on this one as well. But the first thing I want to say is, how is this game not flexed to be independently primetime television? Because the fact that we get this in the morning slate is bullshit. The battle for the AFC East deserves Sunday Night Football. I'll rest my case. That being said, Patriots first half money line is plus 102 right now. Plus money on the Patriots starting fast, which they've done all year. They have been one of those teams that, fucking jumps out early, and before you know it, the ball's rolling. The second half, they can use some improvement. That's why I don't want to take the Patriots overall in this game. It's going to be a monster game. Josh Allen's going to put on the cape, so I don't want to have the ticket relying on the full game. But the play I'm making, trust me, is the Patriots first half money line. Who's next? Who's next?
Well, I'll go with my trust me. Mm-hmm. And I said it after they lost to them the first time. I got to take Buffalo, bro. I got to take Buffalo.
You could parlay our trust me's this week.
Oh, maybe we do a first half Pats.
Full game Buffalo?
Full game Buffalo?
Yeah.
See what that pays out. But listen, here's the thing, right? For me, for this game. And then Zayd, I would like for you to, give us your thoughts on the picks as we go.
Yeah.
I don't think they could catch them in the division. But Buffalo, this is a big game for Buffalo for many reasons. They need to reestablish themselves as they are currently the AFC favorite to come out the AFC to go to the Super Bowl, despite them maybe having to play 3 road games to get there, right? I think they're about to get hot. I know they won last week, and even the week before, Josh Allen had a monster game. I think this is where Buffalo, we've seen them in the past. Remember a couple of years ago we did Dear Buffalo, where they got hot. They won those 5 games to get into the playoffs. We had them to win the division, and they ended up winning the division at like plus 600. This is when Miami ended up going to play Kansas City in the wild card. This is a spot for me where that first game that they played, I think New England, they were like a 9-point underdog in Buffalo, and they won outright. It was one of the worst games that Josh Allen had played too. Very uncharacteristic, missing throws. And I think now, New England coming off a bye, a lot of smoke being blown up their ass. Best team in the AFC. The dynasty is back. Pats fans are yapping. I think, to your point, George, in the first half, it could be something where we look dumb. But second half, the Bills have made some good adjustments. You saw it happen in the Bengals game. Granted, 2 really stupid fucking turnovers by Joe Burrow. I got to take Buffalo here. And Josh Allen has just beaten up on this division his whole career, especially the last 5 years. And I know Drake May now is there, so it's a little bit different. But there's nothing swinging me off this. I really like the Buffalo Bills, minus 1.5 in New England.
That's such a tough game for me. I mean, you can't ignore what the Patriots have done over time. And for me, when you guys started talking about that game, the first thing I thought in my head was just stay away. Because I just want nothing to do with that game. I think there's so many different scenarios that could play out. Like you said, can the Bills get hot and dominate? Speaking of, so we usually have the Bills, we have the Chiefs, we have the Ravens. I remember you were telling me this, I think, earlier. These are the dominant teams that we're used to seeing. For the last, there's 2 of my teams where I just always just get smoked and just go down with the ship. It's the Ravens, and in the NBA, it is the Clippers. Okay, so when the Clippers, you guys remember how they lost 10, 15 games straight, whatever the hell it was? Yeah, I probably lost 8 of them with it. And then the day they finally win, I'm already out of money to even continue betting it. So it's all right, am I just going to keep donating and donating? It was just horrible. And every week I think, all right, Lamar Jackson, he's probably got a little bit healthier. We're back, just scramble a couple times. Derrick Henry's finally going to have a pop-out game, breakout. And Zay Flowers, who I've been betting to score for the last 3 months, hasn't scored a game. And it's all right, these guys are going to pull it all together. And it just doesn't happen. And now they're on the road against the Bengals. Very tough game for them. I think everyone's expecting them to win. I think the Bengals should be favored. The Ravens have just looked like shit, absolute shit, for months. We saw them week 1 in I don't know what happened from week 1 to now, but them against the Bills with their offense and what they were doing week 1, it was like you look like, oh my God, who the fuck's going to beat the Ravens? And even though they lost to the Bills that game, it was still for me like, bro, the Ravens are just better than everybody.
Yeah.
And now you look at the Ravens and they can't even score a touchdown in the course of like a whole game.
They have,
it's a joke. It's literally a joke.
And thank God you didn't say Isaiah Likely. Had you said, I have been betting Isaiah Likely to score a touchdown every week, I would have went over and gave you a hug. Pause. But, like, for real. Like, fucking, my God, dude. I've been on the wrong side of him twice now. But he is just consistently putting himself in a spot to...
Bro, last week I thought that was a touchdown. I mean, I know, I guess, according to the rules and all that. Bro, 2 feet... He had the ball held. Like, okay, basically every defender now should just try to smack at the ball anytime it's in the end zone. Late as fuck. That's what I would do because that was a joke. He had possession. He had 2 feet down. To me, that's a touchdown anywhere else. I mean, I don't know if you guys think the same. I thought it was pretty clear and obvious to me.
I mean, for me, it's just like I've given up completely on trying to figure out what's a catch. So to me, it's like,
yeah, that's true.
What's a catch? And every time, I swear to God, every time I'm watching football, and I've bet on the team that's on defense, and it's 3rd and 8, and they do a pass breakup, I think 8 out of 10 times a flag comes in.
Yeah.
It just feels like it's fucking, the timing is like, until I see the punter come out, George, I'm like nervous. Or like now I love betting on soccer, and it happened today in the Champions League where I had someone to score, and it was like razor thin on the VAR where they review, video assistance referee. And I'm like, they just finished celebrating for fucking 3 minutes. And I'm like,
is it going to be like a hair is hanging off across the line and VAR catches it? Yeah.
So it's cool when it ends up being a goal because you celebrate twice, right? You're hyped about the goal, and then you're like, yeah, we're back. But then, bro, like, the 3rd and 8, pass break up, the DB is flexing like that, and then they're like, flag, you're like, fuck.
Bro, and the reffing as of late in the NFL has been really bad.
Yeah.
Like, really bad. I mean, it's always, like, inconsistent, but I feel like this year it's just been horrible.
Yeah.
Like, so many games have come down to bad calls.
And we're only watching it on TV, but the moments well enough. Like, this is the one thing that if the NFL doesn't want to get found out about the way that these games are officiated, it's the same cadence every game. It's the big drive, or a team needs 2 possessions. Like this drive is extremely important. You just fucking know when that flag is coming out. Mm-hmm. And I could almost, I would say if you were to let America guess at home, even just watching it, like that could be a more effective way to officiate these games is, America's vote at this point. And you just have to have the most fans call in and fucking ring
everyone vote, scan the TV and vote. PI or no PI.
Each vote 99 cents. We're the NFL and we can't stop taking your money.
It's fucking crazy, bro. I'll never understand what a catch is. So to me, it just doesn't.
Yeah.
I feel you. I'm being silly, but to me, it's like, what's a catch? What isn't a catch? Who the fuck knows? I can't believe it's that difficult for us to figure out. So you gave your trust me. I gave my trust me. I'm gonna go with my Ursulita. Bro, I fucking love this play. The line moved 3 points from open, when they put the lines out Sunday before the Texans ended up playing. The Cardinals are 9.5 point underdogs. I feel like it could get to 10 based on how the money is coming in and the tickets. A lot of smoke up the Texans' ass. They beat the Chiefs, best defense. C.J. Stroud might be back. Yo, C.J. Stroud looked pretty bad. Was running for that offensive line is still awful, right? They kind of went ghost in the second half. They ended up scoring because of the 4th down and the short field that the Texas defense would get. But like this offense isn't a juggernaut. If they get into the playoffs, the defense is going to be a motherfucker to have to deal with. But offensively, it's like take away Nico Collins, maybe Dalton Schultz. Moving forward, Noel, Hutchinson, and Higgins, but they're still young guys. I'm not banking on it. To me, I just know that Brissett, when they're not playing in division, has been pretty solid this year. The offense just looks better. They should be getting Marvin Harrison back. 9.5 points. I got to take the Cardinals.
I love this. I'll back you up with a stat here. And I as well am going to go with that pick as my Ursulita just because
Oh, okay.
I have been on the
Let's
Cardinals.
go halves on this. We going halves?
Yeah,
Let's go
let's
halves.
do it. Let's
Fuck
do it.
yeah, 9.5,
D'Amico
baby.
Ryans has been listed as a field goal favorite or more 13 times ever since he's been with the Texans. They're 11-2 straight up, but 5-8 against the spread in those games, as well as C.J. Stroud and his 46 career NFL starts. His biggest line as a favorite was -8 at home versus the Titans last year. He lost outright. This is another spot, big favorites, and you almost can't do this with teams that have good defenses. There's another situation that's similar to this game with a good defense in the Chicago Bears being 7.5-point favorites. I feel like the Bears should be 10-point favorites. Now, I know the weather's crazy and everything out there, but like there's no way that, you can see that line and not pick the Bears, in my opinion.
Well, you're a Bears fan. How you
Yeah,
feel
I
about
just
them?
think with the Bears, we just play so many games close. Like every game is just like a thriller.
True.
And I mean, maybe this could be the week we look like, okay, all right, our offense did way better than I thought it would in Green Bay. Like I bet Green Bay last week because I just figured us with all that momentum going into Lambeau, like Packers historically just own us. Like this is a spot where Packers smash them. And I thought we played way better than what I expected at least.
Right.
But I mean, for me, you look at the whole year, we've won every game by like a last second field goal or a last second touchdown to win by a few points.
Yep.
And I would just stay away from it, to be honest with you. But like for me, like you mentioned the Ursulita, like for me, ugly, I would say ugly play, which I don't even think is that ugly, is the Raiders plus 11.5.
Ooh.
I mean, they covered last week. I didn't think they looked horrible against the Broncos. And think about how bad the Eagles' offense has been. Like, if they score 14 points, they probably cover?
Yeah,
2 touchdowns? I mean, am I crazy to think that?
I'll even back you with this. We all know this. The Raiders are good for one of these a year. This one late in the season, they beat the Chiefs on
smoked
Black
someone. Like,
Friday
yeah.
last year, where it was
Yeah.
like, how the fuck did they
Yeah,
even
a
do
couple
this?
years ago on Christmas. Every Raider fan talks about it like that. Like
Yeah.
they won the Super Bowl.
To be honest with you, like, their offense is it's bad because I think the talent is there. I just think sometimes the play calling is horrible. But I think, bro, they have solid wide receivers. Like, and then, bro, Bowers is a monster.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
they can't score 14 points, might get it done. 17 points, I think, gets it done to cover. I just think it's a little bit wide. I think I would say closer to 9, 8.5, 9. Maybe you back the Eagles, but I mean, the Eagles have just looked awful. I mean, how many turnovers did they have in that last game?
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's literally disgusting to watch.
Well, I mean, just to piggyback off that, my toxic one was the Eagles minus 11.5, meaning don't play the Eagles.
Yeah.
It's Raiders or pass. For that reason, I think their offense is broken. And then also you got to think about this, bro. That first drive is like a live bet scenario. If the Eagles go like 3 and out on that first drive, bro, hammer the Raiders money line. You know why else too? The fucking crowd is gonna turn on that fucking offense.
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna boo the shit because they're already fed up.
Yeah.
If they start the game, they get the ball first, and they go like 3 and out, I'm live betting the Raiders. Remember that. I'm live
The
betting
Raiders can win this game very easily.
To his point, bro, and to your point.
Yeah,
like
like-
it's just one of those games where they win one of these dumb shits every year. Yeah, we got some.
You know
Raider,
why?
We got a
'Cause
Raider fan in
I
there.
think it's also locked in. Like they're like that last week. It was officially they've been eliminated, right? So that's exactly when all the players book their vacations. Their wives are happier. Their families are happier. They know they're less than a month away from toes in the sand. So let's turn it up a notch. Play spoiler. You got Greg Olson, who's now, I think this is week 3 of him being the new offensive coordinator. So
And can we talk about how horrible Jalen Hurts has looked? I mean, to me, I mean, I don't know if it's just the play calling, but Hurts, I don't think is anywhere near. I would say he's not even a top 15 quarterback in the NFL right now, and I don't think that's like a crazy thing to say.
he fluctuates on everybody's quarterback list more than any other quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
Because like we were going on it a lot last year, where it's in the playoffs, you have to put him in the top 5. When it's regular season, he's like 10 to 15. Maybe even.
I mean, when you can hand the ball off to Saquon Barkley Saquon, let's talk about how he only got 20 carries last game. Like, you see nothing else, just keep giving him the ball, bro. Just make something happen. And I think the offense is struggling so much because of how much they depended on the tush push last year. Like, when you really think about like what they were doing, it would be like 2nd and 7, 3rd and 3, tush push, maybe a handoff to get to 4th and 1, and then just tush push. And every time they were like always ahead of the chain, to where as long as they got to like a 3rd and 3 and can hand the ball off to Saquon Barkley, or 3rd and 4 or 3rd and 5 to get 3-4 yards, they just auto tush push. And that really broke what the offense should have been about, which is, play action passing, setting up stuff downfield with Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, and it just looks like they have no idea what they're doing despite all the talent they have on the team.
It looks like they're coached by like how I would coach Madden. Like where it's just sporadic and all over the place.
Yeah,
and
they don't have an identity of like, okay.
Zero identity.
And I think A.J. Brown's part of the reason. I mean, he's bitching and complaining in the beginning of the year, oh, I'm not touching the ball and I'm not doing this. Bro, if your team is winning, you shouldn't really be complaining about, oh, I need more touches, or I need more this, or I need more that. Like, I don't know. To me, the locker room is probably really hostile right now. And I think the team should not be laying 11.5 against anybody.
Well, as you guys are discussing this, I feel like the world owes Cam Newton an apology. Cam Newton said this, and he got dragged through all of social media. It's when he first went to First Take, he said Jalen Hurts is not a top 10 quarterback. One of the few people that agreed with him, right here. Because like George said before, even to this day, despite how ugly it looks, in the playoffs, give me Mahomes, Hurts, and Allen. I know for a fact they're going to have good games. They're not going to be the reason their team loses. I can't say that for a lot of other quarterbacks in the league. I just can't. But in the regular season, there are 10 to 15 guys statistically, and just that 10 a.m. window that no one really cares about, like, they deliver in those spots. And Cam Newton said that. And people are like, yo, you didn't win a Super Bowl. It's like, bro, he took that 15-1 team that had no business being 15-1.
Oh, yeah.
Won MVP, took him to a Super Bowl, was winning back-to-back divisions. He was the only team to do that in that division. And mind you, that division was not trash, bro. Breeze was in it. Matt Ryan was in it.
Bro, Cam Newton doesn't get the flowers he deserves.
Nah, he don't. All because he didn't dive on that fucking football, which we get, right? He fucked up. He's even said, he's like, man, knowing what I know now, I would have just dove on that shit anyway, bro.
Yeah.
But Cam Newton said this. He said, he's like, yo, he's not a top 10 quarterback. And I felt like, look, we did give him out as an MVP, right? Like, that was like the show pick. You swung me on that. You're like, yo, kind of flying. I loved it. I'm not.
Yeah, he's got a lot of primetime games going down the stretch here. And I was like, he's going to play on primetime 3 times in the last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
That's
but then
exactly
also,
what
but
you
then
want.
also throughout the year, like we were talking about it maybe like 6 weeks ago, we're like, yo, he got 17 touchdowns, 1 interception. It's like kind of flying under the radar. Got back to like the teens for odds. Now it's, it's been a nightmare ever since. But I'm with you, bro. I kind of feel like he's not that guy in the regular season. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I'd rather you deliver when it matters, personally. But I just think that there's better guys on a week-to-week basis than him. And it brings me to this next pick. George, I don't understand why the Bengals are not the favorite. I think you said that before, too. Yeah. In this economy, it's gotten to 3 in some books out here, bro. They're at home against the Ravens. So far, I'm 2 for 2. I said the Colts aren't winning another game this year. I don't think the Ravens win another game this year. They're also broken, too. And I know the Bengals aren't exactly fucking Mr. Perfect right now either. This line makes no sense. Joe Burrow, as an underdog, covers 80% of his games.
Nothing.
I like it.
You give me the better quarterback at home getting points. You know he's going to bounce back because he cost them last week.
Yeah.
And we even said it on the Monday show, like, yo, listen, can't really blame Burrow too much.
He fucking bounced back in the same game.
Yeah.
He threw 2 picks and then proceeded to throw 3 go balls in a row for a touchdown.
Yeah.
He's unreal. Like,
bro, the Ravens can't keep
crazy.
up with the scoring I think that the Bengals will have. Like, I think you know the Bengals are going to put up points.
Yeah.
And it just comes down to, can the Ravens put up points too? And we've seen throughout the year they can't.
Yeah.
Well, real quick, do you have anything on this game? Is it like a pick of yours?
Yeah. In this economy is actually Bengals money line and the over.
Okay.
Because it's a perfect situation here.
What's the total?
It's 52.5.
By the way, George is like 9-2 with totals this year.
Yeah,
I always make fun of him.
I'm pretty
like,
sick
why
with
are you
it.
picking totals? And he's like,
Last week, you want to know what the loser was?
Huh.
I chose the under in the Titans-Browns game. It was the lowest total of the year.
33.5?
Yeah.
33.5.
I
think
loved
saw.
it.
Yeah.
I was like, this is going to be fucking gross.
Yeah.
And I was completely wrong. It was the most exciting game of the weekend.
well, listen, also to back you,
Yeah.
in the last 10 meetings that these two teams have had, 8-2 to the over.
Yep.
And you're coming off a under on Thanksgiving between them. But I wanted to have a general conversation because, fellas, I feel like since maybe 2021, no, let's go to 2022, the year after Burrow went to the Super Bowl, right? So coming back from that year, remember they go to the AFC title game. I feel like since 2022, guys, no one really argued who the 4 best quarterbacks were. Maybe you argued the order. Maybe you're more of a Lamar guy. Maybe you're more of a Burrow guy. I'm an Allen guy. Obviously Mahomes. But I feel like the conversation was Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Lamar. Those are your Mount Rushmore, 4 best quarterbacks. And then we would have the conversation around number 5. It was Herbert one year. It was Hurts. It was fucking Jordan Love. I don't know if it's a hot take, bro. I feel like now, at this very moment, there's only 2 of them that are in that 4. And I think it's Allen and Burrow. Thoughts, and am I crazy?
You could remove Lamar.
So I'm removing Lamar.
Yeah,
and I'm
but-
removing Mahomes.
Yeah, removing Mahomes is a bad move.
Because who are you putting? I agree with removing Lamar, but who are you? There's 2 quarterbacks that you would replace Mahomes with? Like,
So I'm talking about right now at this moment as we're at week 15, right?
Yeah,
And I know I'm kind of living in the
no.
moment.
I know what you mean, but like right now, this second, there's not 4 quarterbacks that I'd rather have over Patrick Mahomes. There's just not, to me at least.
Yeah.
Matt Stafford would be the person. And Matt Stafford, I would say, was almost in that equation when you brought up the 4 on the Mount Rushmore.
Well, listen, bro, don't forget, these 4 quarterbacks are all in the AFC. And for like 3 years now, I've been like, yo, the best quarterback in the NFC is Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
Like, he could go into any building, any weather, any time, any place,
And put up numbers.
and let me have that guy with the ball left with 3 minutes left. You ask any Eagle fan in that game, if it wasn't for a fucking blizzard in the second half in that playoff game, even that last drive, they was nervous as hell. You just capping in there, bro. It's cool. We got an Eagle fan on the switcher putting the thumbs down. But Stafford is the best quarterback in the NFC for a minute. So I would put Stafford in that 4. And then,
I think, yeah, you have to put Stafford.
like, how do you feel about Jordan Love? Because that's the first name that came to my mind.
I
And then
think
the
he's
other
a baller. I can't put him ahead of Mahomes. I can't. I think.
Yeah, I might be crazy for the Mahomes
yeah,
sake. The
I
more
mean-
you guys talk, I think I might be bugging out.
Bro, Mahomes is a winner. Like,
Yeah.
it just comes down to like.
And even that Texans game, like I watched on Game Pass on NFL.com, George. I rewatched that game where it just like cuts out all the dead air and all that, so you can watch the games condensed in like 18 minutes. He did fucking everything he could to win that game. Season high 6 drops for them, uncharacteristic drops. And the game was still close, you know? It's not like they got blown out. It ends up being a 10-point game, but it was really a 1-score game if you think about it. And another reason, you know, they were 11-0 in 1-score games last year, and I think they've only won 1 game by 1 score this year. Everything else, they've lost all those games. So, more you guys are talking, I think that Lamar is the guy that I would remove, keep the other 3. And then, there'd be some people that say, like, what has Burrow done the last couple of years but be hurt?
Facts.
Bro,
So,
the numbers Burrow was putting up. And I mean, he just has the worst defense ever, just every year. I mean, it's disgusting. But like, he was putting up crazy numbers, and then like you see him come back and just, it's like he never left. He comes in and he just destroys everybody.
Yeah.
Every single week they put up numbers, And it sucks that we're not going to see them because I feel like this is a year where, like, it's kind of wide open. Like, I mean, anybody can win the Super Bowl this year. That's how I look at it. Like, I was telling you guys earlier, I think Jacksonville's a team that can surprise a lot of people in the playoffs. I think they run the ball really well. I think at times they can pass the ball really well. And I don't think their defense is horrible. So it's like, if they have a balanced attack come playoff time and everything's clicking, they could go in and beat anybody in the AFC to come out. I really believe that. Trevor Lawrence, I think, is that guy. I would take Trevor Lawrence over Jalen Hurts like that right now. I truly believe that. I don't know if that's a crazy take. But
No,
I think Trevor Lawrence
they're
is
like
better.
magnets that can't touch each other on the rankings. Like they've never been next to each other. They're either fucking flip-flopped. You can't push them together. They replace each other whenever they're performing well.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I would agree. I can't argue with you in that point right now.
I think Jacksonville's underrated, man. I think they're an underrated football team.
13.5-point favorites this week versus the Jets.
Well, also, look, last week, remember, I didn't give out an anytime touchdown, really. I gave out that division play. Bears, Jaguars, and Panthers. They were 30-1 and win the division. Same bet right now is 15-1 to win their divisions collectively. I still like Chicago. Look, if Denver beats the Packers got to go to Chicago to play them.
Yeah.
Right? So they still have that. I think they were my preseason pick to win the North at plus 500. So I did like that. Yeah, good conversation, man. Now I'm curious to see the feedback on this about the top four because I just feel like the last 3 years it's been a definitive like these are the four best quarterbacks, and now I think you could legitimately make a case for at least one of them for sure. Mm-hmm. I think you could even make the case for two of them. So let us know in the comments what you guys think. All right, George, I got one more pick.
Hit me with it.
Full disclosure, I'm not going to bet this one just because I have way too much money tied to Matthew Stafford MVP and then the Rams to win the Super Bowl and be the top seed and shit. I think this matchup is a fucking layup for the Rams, -5.5 at home against the Lions. They are down 3 DBs. McVay in December, 16-3 against the spread. A double revenge. They've lost to them in the playoffs. Stafford hasn't beaten them since he's left. And with everyone watching this game in particular, it is a must-win also for the Lions as well. They can't afford to lose this one. But the Rams, they got this game, and the next Thursday is for all the marbles, really. That's probably going to be the best Thursday night football game in recent memory. They play the Seahawks in Seattle. That could be for MVPs, Offensive Player of the Year, divisions, top seed. Like, for as good, the Rams right now are a significant Super Bowl favorite. They're plus 350. Then you have the Packers at plus 800, and then you have the Seahawks at plus 900. So this is a big, big game for the Rams. And just looking ahead to the next week, it's a monster next 7 days for the LA Rams. But I just like this spot for them, man. I think Stafford could carve them up. And I think they beat them by 2 touchdowns.
I agree with you. I think that this is going to be the biggest fuck you that Matthew Stafford has ever given the Lions. This is the best squad he's ever had playing against them. We're going to see fireworks. The total there interests me. I actually kind of like the under. I think this is one of those weeks where Dan Campbell's play calling abilities catch up to him. And Sean McVay, and what's the name of their fucking defensive coordinator? He's been getting a lot of
Chris Shula.
Tons of TV time lately. I always love it when you start seeing coordinators get the lower third. I'm like, you're going to be a head coach somewhere next year. They only do that to people that are important. So, yeah, I think it's a Beltas situation there. We have to talk about the Seahawks game, though, and that's my final pick.
Okay.
It's my Becky. Seahawks -13.5.
You not worried about Grandpa Rivers?
Oh, am I worried about Grandpa Rivers? He has a similar throwing mechanic to like Sean Marion's like quick shot. You know Sean Marion? Is it Sean Merriman?
No,
Sean Marion, you're right.
Sean Marion, yeah. You know, it'd be
right.
great. I've interviewed Sean Merriman before, and now I fucking got it
No,
confused.
the dude on the Spurs.
Yeah.
Like,
He would fucking just like a little quick shot. Phillip Rivers' shot put throw is the equivalent to Sean Marion's shot. I can't wait to see it. I saw it in a clip earlier today. He's been, making his rounds, doing his press, and it's cool that the Colts are giving it this effort. Like, shout out to Miss Gordon and Chris Ballard for putting this together. But you're telling me that there's nobody better that you can get in, like you can shift your offense to be like a wildcat offense. Like, hey, I don't think he's going to look good. I think 13.5 points is very free, especially with how good the Seahawks defense is.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Okay.
And both you guys. I hope you guys didn't see this yet, but what would you set Rivers passing yards at over under?
I have not, and I'm glad.
Okay.
This is fun.
All right. So let's see how have you seen it yet, Nick?
I haven't, no.
Okay. All right. So
Just
let's
passing yards.
Yes, over under how many yards?
All right, so let's factor in a couple things. He's 44, hasn't played in 2 years.
They think that they're going to get their ass kicked, so this actually might be higher than what you would think because they're going to be behind and he could get some garbage time. However, if it's close, and I'm not taking that, 175.
Damn, I was going to say something with a 1.
No way it's in the 200s.
197.
152.5.
Whoa.
152.5. Am I crazy to think like
That's actually reasonable.
just get like one little dump off to Jonathan Taylor, let him take it 40 yards?
Facts. He's good for at least like
And if they're
one
getting
go ball.
If they're getting smoked, they got to throw.
Correct.
Yeah, I'd be lying to you if I didn't look at him being 25-1 to be comeback player of the year.
Wait, hold on. I'm so glad that you said that because he started at 40-1, and in some books he's 12-1 right now.
Yeah, he was
he
like
hasn't
eight-
played
yeah.
a fucking snap.
But
Yeah.
hold on.
It's crazy.
Bro, Joe Flacco did this
I know.
2 years ago. I'm just saying, like, listen, the Colts have a lot of talent, right? It's just that their quarterback the last 3 weeks has had a broken fucking fibula, and then he tears his Achilles. They bring in Rivers. I don't know. I think that's that. I looked at it immediately, bro. I'll be honest. The degenerate of me, I'm like, yo, we just had this happen 2 years ago. A guy comes in, plays for 4 games, and
I love the storyline though. I mean, it's gonna be like I can't wait to see Phillip Rivers.
yo,
this
so
weekend.
check this out. Seahawks defense to score a touchdown is plus 320. It's the lowest this has been in a decade.
Jesus.
Per the FanDuel Sportsbook. So they're expecting it to be fucking catastrophic.
crazy.
155, you said?
152.5.
You have to put the over.
I mean, they're just basically thinking it's just gonna be all running.
I think
they're just
they
gonna lean on the
also
run
are-
game as much as possible, and that's it.
They're probably also factoring in that he's got maybe like if he gets a solid hit put on him, like bro, when you're 44 and you've been out of the game for
Yeah.
5 years, that first hit is gonna fuck you up.
But yo, can I tell you something? He's a psychopath.
Yeah.
So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, when you see him screaming at like the linemen back in the day, like where like
I'll say him in particular. I'd be like, yeah, I think he could man up and
Know.
deal with it.
Hey, we say this about old fighters.
Yeah, once that chin goes.
God, bro, once
yeah.
your tackle misses a block and you end up fucking with turf in your mouth.
Look out, block, look out. It's fucking crushed. Yeah, it could be, man. It could be. But yo, look,
Oh boy.
if we're going off like what we thought it was to what it actually is, we should be hammering the over then.
For sure.
You said what, 175?
Yeah.
And I said
Yeah.
197.
yeah,
Like, yeah, we should be on that.
152.5. Interesting. I mean, it's just very interesting. I mean, I feel like it almost makes me want to take under just because of how low it is. Like you feel like everyone's gonna hit the over. There's a world where they just hand the ball off and he's like a game manager and he doesn't throw a ball past 5 yards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
He did say that in his press conference. He's like, I'm not coming in here to save it. We're going to be running the ball and the defense is going to play good.
yeah,
But he's such a gamer that he did that on purpose. They go out 5 wide all game. No Jonathan Taylor.
and he's just ripping the ball.
55 throws. Just fucking cooking them.
I mean, I saw a couple
knows?
throws like at practice. Like it looked like he was slinging the ball a little bit. I mean, I don't know. Do I tempt you guys at 275 plus yards for 11-1 plus 1100?
I don't know, bro. This defense is really fucking good. And we say that they
know.
beat up on shitty teams, especially at home. This could be a shitty team situation.
The
walking
best thing for Rivers overs is them getting smoked early, like a pick six early,
Yeah.
and then just like I said, them being forced to throw.
Yeah.
It's just it's such an intriguing spot. Like I can't wait to see what he finishes with.
Yeah. Oh man.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the game.
So yeah, let me just cook up something real quick. Like, as I'm thinking, right? Let's do a correlated parlay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You take the Seahawks defense to score a touchdown, and then we take Phillip Rivers at plus. What'd you say? Plus 275. Was no 11-1. You said his.
Yeah. So you got 225 passing yards is plus 410. This is on FanDuel. So 225 plus 410, 250 plus 680, 275 plus 1,000. Or I said 1,100 plus 1,000. 300 plus yards, 15-1. So maybe you go like 200 yards plus 250 or 225 plus 410.
Yo, 65-1. Rivers 275 passing yards with Seahawks defense to score a touchdown.
60-1.
65.
65.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, can I just give you $100? Just put it in.
I mean, bro, we've made way dumber decisions, bro. Why not? This will be fun. And then if it goes crazy, you know, the content's going to go through the roof. I say we do it for content.
Yeah.
Do it for TV. Do it for the
Anything
gram.
for content.
We're doing it for content.
Facts.
I'm in for 25. Let's go 50. 25 each.
Perfect.
We got that, and then we got Ursula.
Count me in.
You in too? All right, so we got 3 people in, and then we got Ursulita together. Same bet. All right, fuck it. Let's do it. Why not? Hell yeah, bro. All right, let's end with anytime. Actually, let's recap our picks, and then we'll do anytime touchdown. Even though this one was like a show. All right, week 15 picks. I got Cardinals plus 9.5. That's my Ursulita. In this economy, I got the Bengals plus 2.5. Toxic one is the Eagles minus 11.5, meaning don't bet the Eagles or play the Raiders 11.5. Trust me is Buffalo minus 1.5, and the LA Rams 5.5 point favorites is my Becky.
Anytime touchdown?
No, you got your picks? Just to run through them?
Ursulita for me this week is Broncos plus 2.5. In this economy, Bengals money line plus over 52.5. The toxic one for me is Panthers minus 2.5. Watch out for Tyler Shook. Trust me, Patriots first half money line, and my Becky is Seahawks minus 13.5.
Okay.
And then I had just 2 picks. I don't got all the fancy names like you guys, but I got the Bengals. I agree with both of you guys. I think the Bengals are in a nice spot, and I like the Raiders getting 11.5. I think it's a little too many points.
I love it.
Too many points.
George, anytime touchdown, what do you got?
Oh, you start with yours.
Okay. Zayd before was talking about how much money he's lost on the Ravens and on the Clippers, betting them all the time. I think this is week 6 of me betting on Justin Jefferson to score a touchdown. They play the Dallas Cowboys. So let's go Justin Jefferson. Let's go Jamar Chase. Let's go Travis Kelce to bounce back. He always plays well against the LA Chargers. They're at home. They're in a must-win situation. I have any hopes. And until I see minus 150 on Jackson Dart to score a touchdown, I will be betting on him every week because he is Jalen Hurts 2.0, but he's a way better passer than Jalen Hurts. Those 4 combined is 30-1.
I love it.
Dart, Kelce, Chase, and Jefferson. 30-1.
I'm going to get one of these double-double anytime touchdowns to pop here. I'm going with 2 players to score 2 touchdowns. Give me Josh Allen versus the Patriots to score 2. Cape will get put on, guaranteed. Don't worry about it. My second one is a layup, Christian McCaffrey to score 2 touchdowns versus the Tennessee Titans. That's at plus 170. You parlay those together, you get 15-1 for Josh Allen and Christian McCaffrey to score twice.
And for me, I'm going to go with Thursday Night Football. My boy Bucky came back from injury. Looked really good. Scored. You get him at plus money, plus around plus 120, 125 to score a touchdown. And a little something I would sprinkle too is over 44.5 in tomorrow's game as well. I think we'll go over there with the Falcons and Bucks.
Yeah, I had Bucky to score a touchdown last week. He was plus 105. Loved it. Should have got 2. Sean Tucker vultured him. I had him also at 2 touchdowns plus 550. But yeah, up 28 units on Patreon. Remember, patreon.com/veterans minimum $1. That's all we want. All we want is $1. We're not trying to scam nobody. We're building out something dope. Who won the Week 14 Pick'em contest, bro?
That dude.
Come on, baby. That $50 is going to go into this parlay. You know, usually we have the NFL Pick'em contest every week. We're giving away $50, over $1,000 this year. Remember, the contest is free. If you don't want to play every week, you don't gotta. But play this week. Why not? Free. We give away free shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to pick every game against the spread. Wish I would have done that because I went 12-3.
Dude, isn't that crazy?
All right. Fucking
There's been some guys that have gotten over 10 wins
like consecutive,
like 6-7 weeks in a row, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, the contest has got some killers. About 60 people in there. 20 of them be worried about. Nick was pretty low in the totem pole last 3 weeks. He's back up.
Bro, I was like 35-59 because I was, I would just make the picks. And then George got at me around like week 7. He's like, yo, bro, you're like at the bottom.
Yeah.
Been hot now. We're above 500.
Can I give you a quick sad story to end this? So 2 years ago, I played the Circa Millions contest, and every quarter they pay out $150,000 for first place, and then it's like $50K and $20K, and then it just goes down top 5 places. There's like 9,000 people or 8,000 people, whatever, in it. I go 13-2 against the spread the first 3 weeks, and week 4 it was Atlanta versus Jacksonville in London. Everyone had Jacksonville. I had Atlanta in the top 5. So if Atlanta wins, I scoop $150,000, and they end up losing. I go 3-2 against the spread that week. I don't even make the top 5. They would have flown me out on a jet to Circa. I would have had like a big check, and I like had just turned. I don't know if it might have been 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. I just turned like 21, and it was like the first time ever. I would have been like the youngest kid ever, like to win like $150K. It would have been the craziest thing ever. But it's something I always think about, where it's like anytime there's a game in London and I see Jacksonville playing, I'm like, fuck me, and that's it. It's just a fun little story.
Thank you for allowing us to like end in your misery a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Because-
bad beats.
Hey, bro, listen, I'll tell you this much. I feel like you remember that more than some of the biggest wins you've had.
Oh yeah.
Bro, worst loss I've ever taken. Ironically enough, old man Phillip Rivers. A Monday Night Football game, they were playing the Chiefs, and they were kneeling the ball down, and he fumbled the kneel down.
Are you serious?
Yeah, bro. I had an 8-leg parlay. It was $50 to win like $8K. A couple of underdog money lines, and the last leg was the Chargers. I always loved Phillip Rivers. I told this story with Dave Ross. Shouts to Dave Ross. I know you're friends with Dave Ross too. We were talking about the worst beats, and I'm like, bro, I'll never forget that. He fumbled the fucking kneel down, and that's how I lost my bet.
Yo, that's fucked up.
The next week, I was like, yo, I'm never betting again. And you know what I did? I've been betting ever since. Hey, Zayd, this was dope, man. Thanks for anytime, bro. On a serious note, anytime you're in Vegas, you always hit me up, whether it's to come on the show or just to connect. And you also text me about UFC stuff. We always dabble and have conversations like that. So I appreciate that, bro. You've become one of my really close friends in the content space. I don't really fuck with many people, but I do fuck with you. Let the people know what you're working on, no scripts, everything, and where they can find everything.
Yeah, you can find everything at Zayd_Hussein and my podcast at No Scripts. We're trying to build a really, really big MMA podcast. I think we have the opportunity to interview some of the biggest fighters in the game, and we're blessed to be able to do it. So giving people a unique look on fighters, I think, is one of my biggest goals, and I look forward to doing it, for a long time. So I'm excited to continue on this journey, and it's always a pleasure sitting down with you guys and having a great time.
My man, make sure you guys follow him and show him some love. George, where can they find you?
I'm Mr. George Carmona is where you can find me. Week 15. We'll see you after it. Peace.
I'm a gold medalist, bronze like your medal is. So many deer in headlights, but it's bedtime. Hear that supper bell, main course, be the venison.
Dab. Most dangerous game. Either kill or be killed.